Good morning everyone, today we're checking out a brand new video from Dead Meat, the kill count, surprisingly, for an American werewolf in London from 1981. Let's hop in and see just how many people wolfed up onto the count. And that was a bit of a stretch, but I think it will do.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James
Hey,
H.
James
Denise, and today
Denise.
we're looking at An American Werewolf in London, released in 1981. As the title suggests, this movie follows an American grad student who becomes a man-eating monster after a werewolf attack in the English countryside. Aside from the OG
so that's what
Wolfman,
happened.
this may be the most famous werewolf movie of all time. It certainly has the most famous transformation scene. American
Yeah,
Werewolf was
everyone
written and
knows
directed
it.
by John Landis, who's probably best known for his comedies. He also directed Animal House and wrote and directed The Blues Brothers.
Oh.
Not surprising then that this movie is very
My dad actually my stepdad actually knows about Animal House. He keeps referencing it.
funny. So much
Well,
so
he
that
did.
people sometimes get confused trying to classify it.
See, American Werewolf in London is not a comedy. It's called a comedy. They keep calling it a comedy. It's very funny, I hope. It is not a comedy.
It's kind of everything all at once. An effective horror movie with great scares and a tragic story, a hilarious comedy
What's
with
the
best
story?
bud banter and memorable sight gags, an examination of cultural differences between Americans and Brits and urban Londoners and their country counterparts, and even a steamy
that'd be very
romance
nice.
with an absolutely gorgeous and kind of damaged love interest. More than 40 years after its release, An American Werewolf in London is still many people's favorite werewolf movie. It holds up because of the talented, relatable cast and the incredible practical effects by Rick Baker, one of
damn.
the best who's ever done it.
What
If
the
you've
hell
never
happened
seen
to
this
that
movie,
guy?
do yourself a favor and check it out. It's essential viewing for any horror fan. Hey, so get this. Two Americans walk into a tavern and... Hold on.
Oh, great. Who's the
Hello?
sponsor for today's video?
Boss, glad you picked up. Yeah, I don't really know how to say this, but I am turning into a werewolf. You know, I've got all the classic werewolf symptoms and whatnot.
Zoran, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna need to step away from work. That's cool.
Werewolf symptoms? Are you sure you're not just sick? Have you gone to a doctor?
Okay, but why would I go to a doctor when I am obviously turning into a werewolf?
Zoran,
I know
what
you
do you
think you
mean?
can self-diagnose, but it's important to get an actual medical diagnosis. And you can make that easy with today's sponsor, ZocDoc. See, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and
I keep being ready to cut it at any point into full win, and it pops up on screen, but it's always after he does the whole thing. So I guess I just can't.
click to instantly book an appointment. You're able to select from their over 100,000 doctors across every specialty.
Like werewolf.
No, not like werewolf.
No, not like
That's not
werewolf
a
at
thing.
all.
But you can filter for actual
Oh, well, there we go. And we're back.
doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, and are well reviewed by verified patients. Then when you find the right doctor, you can see their appointment openings, choose a time slot, and click to book instantly.
Yeah, James, that sounds great and all, but I don't have time to wait for a doctor's appointment. The full moon is almost here.
Yeah, well, then it's a good thing that ZocDoc appointment.
Zoran, I understand you're making a joke and all, but when I'm recording this, it's 2 in the afternoon. There is no full moon. Plus, it's September 1st.
Appointments can be fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours, but oftentimes even same day. So why don't you go get those symptoms checked out before jumping to insane conclusions? What are the symptoms anyway?
Oh, well, I've got a headache, a bit of a, dry throat. I'm incredibly hungry.
Yeah, see, that could be anything.
For raw human flesh.
There we go. That's not good.
Stop putting off those
ZocDoc
doctor's
can't help
appointments and
that.
Go to ZocDoc.com/deadmeat to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/deadmeat. ZocDoc.com.
I wonder how they came up with our name. Not Dead Meat. ZocDoc.
James?
Yankee Doodle Death is coming to town. Let's see how many kills it brings. The movie begins with Blue Moon by Bobby Vinton playing over the moors. That just
Hey,
means a
that's
big
cool.
old tract of land without much on it. Good vocab word.
Oh,
A car
so
drives
that's
from
what moor
real
is.
deep in
Okay,
the background of the
thanks.
shop, all the way to the foreground to drop off two American grad students, David and Jack. They're backpacking
And
across the
sheesh.
English countryside in all its gray glory.
I mean, look around. Isn't this a fun place?
It's meant to be Yorkshire, a northern county in England, even though this opening
Oh,
scene was
Yorkshire,
filmed in
huh?
Wales. Guess that explains the sheep.
Thanks for the ride, sir. You have lovely sheep.
They get to East Proctor, a fictional village played by Cricketer. The cold conditions send them into the only open building around.
You know, one good thing though about traveling to anywhere in England is you technically don't have to worry about anyone speaking another language, since and they do speak English. As, of course, it's their English, but still, that's not too vast of a difference and from American English, unless you go up near Wells.
Wow, the slaughtered lamb.
No, really. What kind of ad is that for a pub?
A fucking metal one, dude.
Oh,
Enter
yeah.
this parlor of pentagrams and pineapples? Oh, and
Pineapples?
papers. Lots of people prodding them with their eyes. It's a frosty reception from the locals, who see them
Ooh,
as outsiders. Just look at the
hi.
contrast. The boys are in
Hello?
puffy coats, begging for something warm to drink, while all these governors are in light jackets, drinking cold beer. Or ale, sorry, whatever. Some spooky wall art
Ale,
has the boys
whatever.
chatting about their favorite black and white movies.
Martini Jr. Universal Studios maintain that's the mark of the wolf man.
When they inquire about the pentagram, everyone just about shits their pants. Our guy even misses his board.
I've never missed that board before.
And he's never missed that board before.
Hey man, sorry you missed. We were just asking a question of why you got that stall on the wall.
The bar patrons kick their Yankee asses out the door with some travel advice.
Alright, fine.
Stay on the road. Keep clear of the moors.
Got it. Anything else?
Beware the moon, lads.
No go on the moors and moon. Okay. In fact, they already heard the same spiel from the
moonlight?
sheepmen.
Keep off the moors. Stick to the roads.
Judging by the bartender's concern, it's serious
Okay.
advice. What I love about American Werewolf is that after the Americans leave, we check back in with the locals. They debate the best
Oh,
course of
nice.
action and show guilt over sending the boys out like literal lambs to the slaughter. But ultimately, they're too afraid of letting their little town secret get out into the world. John Landis came up with the movie's premise when he was only 18 and in the former Yugoslavia. He was
Oh,
in Bratislava,
badass.
working as a PA on Kelly's Heroes when he witnessed a Romani funeral. They buried a man at a crossroads with garlic and rosaries to keep him from reanimating. Landis was taken aback.
We put a
Not
man
bad.
on the moon in 1969, and these people are worried about a zombie.
He wrote a screenplay
Oh,
where the
vampire.
superstition was actually real, with an American kid like him having to deal with it. But he wasn't able to get the movie made until 11 years later, after proving himself with a
Wow.
trio of comedies, including Animal House and the Blues Brothers. For casting, he looked for actors
What was the
reminiscent
third
of
one?
himself and his friend as teens. It was mostly vibes-based. Griffin Dunn was cast as Jack without an audition, and
Jack
David Naughton as
Goodman.
David because of his work in a popular Dr. Pepper campaign.
How that qualified me to do the role that he had in mind is another story.
Well, mostly because he seems so likable.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Naughton was previously seen on the Kill
Okay.
Couch in Ice Cream Man, which we once made him screen with us at a convention. He was a good sport about it. Landis is self-insert and is
Very
pale,
nice.
wandering around, acting like Weatherman Mario.
It's a cold and a wet out of here.
The idiots shovel fuck right off the road and into the
Italian.
moors. Come on, guys, you were given simple instructions.
Beware the moon. And stick to the road.
Oh, beware the moon.
Motherfucker said oops,
okay.
like they didn't just plain as day march their asses off the road right under the moon. All of a sudden they hear a howling, which was made of about 9 different sounds played backwards, including a wolf, lion, panther, and locomotive.
Huh.
They
You can really heal the train.
see something they think may be a dog, but we don't get to see anything to corroborate, at least not until it's too late.
Oh no!
Oh shit, and David just runs out on Jack like that? I mean, sure, yeah, he eventually stops and turns
just
back,
panic.
but we all saw you, Dave. We know what you did. By the time he gets back
Panic.
there, Jack's been torn to bits, lying dead on the cold ground
Oh.
with parts of his face and torso missing. David doesn't
So
have
that's
much
what
time
happened.
to dwell on it.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, there's probably going to be many cuts throughout this video, so just a heads up and my apologies. Damn.
So all of a sudden, he's down on the ground too, next to a naked guy who seemed to come out of nowhere. He's got a bunch of holes in him,
Oh,
thanks to the
the
slaughtered
werewolf
lamb
guy.
locals, who have come to rescue David in American fashion. Makeup artist Rick Baker.
Wait a minute, wait. Oh, wait, yeah, no. If you kill the previous werewolf, that stops the next werewolf. And technically kills all his victims.
Had wanted to do this movie for a decade.
Well, actually, that kind of depends on the version of the law, because in some cases, like this one, it seems, that even if you kill the previous werewolf, oh, wait, maybe it'll go more sort of like vampire ruling. Well, you have to kill the first werewolf. But it's still confusing.
Since he did effects
Whatever.
for Landis' first film, Schlock. That was its title, not a judgment of its
Huh,
quality. By the time
Schlock.
American Werewolf
Okay.
went into production, though, Baker had signed on to bring his lupine ideas to life for Joe Dante in another project. Landis convinced him to jump ship, and Baker left his protege Rob Bottin to do the howling. Bottin would follow that up as lead effects artist on The Thing. The
Hell
full
yeah.
wolf head Baker made for this first attack was delicate, and he asked Dunn to go easy on it. He didn't.
First take, he grabs hold of the wolf, rips the foam face right off the skull.
He got him back after he
Just
fixed the head,
rips it
beating the
off.
crap out of him with it. The injured David is airlifted to a hospital in London, where he's tended to by horny nurses.
Chart says he's from New York.
Well, I think he's a Jew.
And
What?
why do you think that?
I've had a look.
Lady, that is
Oh.
a violation on several levels. Thankfully, Dr. Hirsch puts an end to the
Yeah.
harassment.
Nurse Gallagher, surely you perform some function here at the hospital?
Oh, damn. He must be from the burn unit. David spends 3 weeks in a
Burn
coma
unit.
suffering from deadite nightmares. Deadite nightmares? When he wakes up, he finds another
Nightmares.
American at his bedside. Tobias Fuke. Sorry, no, it's Mr. Collins. Played by freaking Frank Oz. Puppeteer and voice actor for Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy,
Whoa.
Grover, and freaking Yoda. Landis operated
That's
Grover
awesome.
in the finale of the Muppet movie and wound up including Oz in 6 of his films. Mr. Collins tells David
Badass.
that he works at the, wait, I'm sorry, where was it again?
The American Embassy here in Grosvenor Square.
Wait, did you say Grover Square? Oh yeah? What
Ah.
street, dude? Yoda Lane? Between this Muppet at his bedside
Nice.
and the news that his best friend is dead, David freaks out so much they have to stick him with medical drugs. A couple of cops arrive
Nothing
named
better.
Inspector Villiers and Sergeant McMahon.
Literally, nothing better than medical drugs. Just a good little oh, right in the neck. That kind of stuff.
They're here to look into Jack's murder and provide comedic relief.
Some tea. Oh, thank you.
I'd like some tea, please. Maybe not, no thanks.
No,
Maybe
mind.
later.
With one job accomplished, they talk to David about the case. He tells them they were attacked by a wolf. But the locals from the pub have covered their tracks and said the attack came from a man, baby! An escaped lunatic who tore Jack to pieces.
They say a madman has the strength of 10.
Besides, they've got a man's body in the morgue, a
Possible.
naked one, so the case seems pretty open and shut.
2 strong boys would be able to defend themselves against 1 man.
I said shut, McManus! We do not—
Unless they were literally ambushed and one of the guys ran like a coward, which just makes sense, because come the hell on.
put Red up on the board voluntarily. With no one to turn to, David retreats to his Twilight fantasies, with POV and PNOV shots of him running through the forest, dressed in nothing but a scent for the hunt. Oh, and blood. He's also dressed in blood now, too. His waking hours are a lot
Yikes.
more enjoyable thanks to the presence of Nurse Alex Price.
How does
She's
he keep
super into this
returning?
American boy.
Come on, Nurse Price.
You can call me Alex.
She speeds right into the mothering part of their relationship by feeding baby Dave some dinky. Ooh, baby like. Baby says more. Nom, 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 nom.
I was gonna say, before that cut of the ad, interesting scars on his face, which, yes, I know are from the werewolf, but still.
This better
Just
not awaken
interesting.
anything in me. Certainly doesn't David. He starts seeing Alex in his forest dream / thriller makeup tests. To keep the nightmares at bay, Alex camps out in his room and reads Widow Jackie Boy to bed. It's a thematically appropriate book too. Mark Twain's A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. Her reading's so
Huh,
good,
okay.
he just can't help but fall in love.
You're a very beautiful girl.
I mean, that's putting it lightly. Jenny Agutter is simply breathtaking in this movie. We've seen her on the count before in Child's Play 2 as Andy's foster mom. Safe
Oh,
and sound back in the
kick-ass.
States, David diligently does his homework while
That
his
actually is
family
kick-ass.
unwinds watching Mr. Collins' day job.
You call that violence, Art?
But before you can say, wait a minute, when the fuck did he get back home? There's a knocking at the door.
Yeah, actually, that is a major good question. And he was literally in England, then bam, back in the States. Just like that. Not even a scene of him going into an airport.
Oh my fucking
Holy-
god, what the fuck? Why are there mutant Nazi zombies blasting everything to pieces all of a sudden?
gotta be
In
a dream.
truly terrifying sequence, they kill everyone. His parents,
gotta be a
his
dream.
siblings,
There's no
oh
kill
god, even
graphics.
Kermit. As his
No,
house
not
is torched,
Kermit.
David's throat is slit in a kill that could have wound up real since they used an actual knife. Holy shit.
Oh,
David
Jesus.
wakes up from his nightmare, and the dream kills I'm not gonna count, to find Nurse Alex at his bedside. Thank God. She's a real ray of sunshine.
Oh no!
Shit, they got a scan!
Holy shit.
A dream within a dream! What's next? A dream within a dream within a dream?
Right? The Nightmare Within a Nightmare was inspired by the Buñuel film Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. I think it's fucking terrifying. It's so violent.
Holy
Those Halloween
shit.
masks on the Nazi demons are so unsettling. It also continues the long-standing association between Nazis and werewolves, which came from a Nazi resistance force plan inspired by Germanic folklore, where werewolves are seen as protectors of the land. Now David's awake for real.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Think?
I gotta
he
accept
does
that.
still they'll face nightmares like British food. Oh, and also Jack. He's back, and quite the sad sack, thanks to that werewolf attack. At this point, David doesn't know if he's awake or asleep, or how real this post-mortem
what the
visit from
hell?
his best friend is.
I realize I don't look so hot, David.
And boy, I wish I could show it, but I am telling you, YouTube has really been up our asses about violent content lately, because I guess the internet's for babies now. I don't want to go into a whole Patreon ad mid-video, but we have been needing to blur a whole lot more lately for YouTube. And of course, we still offer kill counts with all the gore unblurred on our Patreon for only a single $1 a month. But for the next 2 weeks, we're gonna make it even.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Hey, YouTube, you already made a separate site for kids. If literally there are many ways to fix this without so much bull that it causes damage to channels like Dead Meat here. Here's what you need to do. Simply make it to, well, if a person is making an account, if they click, yes, I am the parent, this is for, like, yes, I'm an adult, and I'm making this for my kid, boom, it would automatically block any of these videos. But if it's, I'm an adult, and I'm not making it for a kid, let this be seen. Let the blood, gore, and, okay, maybe not nudity, be seen all across YouTube. Let the blood and gore reign. But no, you're having to be kid-friendly when you already made a site for that. And yet, the stuff on YouTube Kids is so much worse than this. How many videos of pregnant Elsa with Spider-Man need to exist before you do something about YouTube? I'm calling you out. Get your ass in gear, YouTube. This is Fox calling you out.
Cheaper. You can get a year's membership to the $1 tier for just about $6, or a year's membership to the $5 tier for just about $25. $5 tier's got some great stuff. Check it out. That's like 50% off our 2 cheapest tiers. So take advantage for the next 2 weeks. Just go to patreon.com/deadmeatjames and use the code GETGORY. God, doing an ad in the middle of a kill count, this fucking sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jet provides afterlife intel about their attack.
We were attacked by a lycanthrope.
I'm sorry.
A what? A werewolf.
Oh, Jack is...
Actually, a lot of people already know the term lycanthrope. There's even actually a medical disease, well, someone gets, well, lycanthropy. Yeah. And they don't become a werewolf, they do just have, like, werewolf features. Prime example, an ever-growing amount of hair all over their body. It's manageable to a degree, I believe, but I'm not sure.
Doomed to haunt the earth until his werewolf killer's bloodline is destroyed. And the terminus of that bloodline is David. So until he's dead, Jack is a living dead man. I love this part of the movie, the apparition of Jack that David never knows is real or not. It's a total mindfuck for him. How can he know if this is real or just the manifestation of survivor's guilt? A distressed David nabs a kiss from Nurse Alex, who immediately invites him to stay at her apartment? Okay. This instant attraction to and mad horniness for David could come off as a poorly written love interest, but Agatha really makes the character work. She's clearly whip smart, knows what she wants, and is forward as all hell.
I find you very attractive. And a little bit sad.
It also works because she's kind of messed up in her own ways. She likes mothering sad men, especially sad American men. I mean, her apartment is decked out with US icons like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. No wonder she wants to yank on this Yankees doodle dandy. And yank they do, as well as Hank and Pank in a sexy sudsy scene. Damn, they mouths all the way open. Then they take things to the bed where David undergoes his first transformation into a little lap dog. I bet a lot of people get automatically aroused now when they hear Moondance, the jazz standard by Van Morrison that scores this scene. Every song in this movie has Moon in the title, including 3 versions of Blue Moon. They tried to get Cat Stevens' Moon Shadow and Bob Dylan's Blue Moon, but both declined. Dylan for religious reasons, Stevens because he believed werewolves were real. Not sure why they didn't go with Werewolves of London though. That one seems like a layup. David gets a post-coital Jack scare by jump. You know what I mean. He's back again, greener than ever. Whew, you know it smelled bad in there. Jack reminds David that tomorrow's a full moon. He'll become a monster and kill people. Or, even worse, spread the werewolf curse further, making it impossible for Jack to rest. He urges David to self-sacrifice, so he won't have to show up again later in a different makeup. Griffin Dunn had to have his body cast by Rick Baker.
Well, I guess it's time to find some silver.
Baker months before production began. He wasn't a fan of the practical magic. His first gory look caused him to become depressed, seeing himself in such a state. The second stage, more gaunt, green, and ghoulish, didn't rattle him as much, but was still a bitch to apply.
I could appreciate how exciting it was for everyone else putting it on. But to be the guy sitting in the chair from 4 in the morning for 6, 7 hours You know, the thrill of that wore off pretty quick.
David gets back in bed with Alex, where he starts talking about Universal Pictures.
Did you ever see The Wolf Man?
Is that the one with Oliver Reed?
No, ma'am. You're thinking of The Curse of the Werewolf, Hammer's 1961 Wolfman attempt after they successfully did Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Mummy. It was the first werewolf movie in color, too. But David's got no time for British cinema history.
Well, I think that a werewolf can only be killed by someone who loves him.
He's referring to how the OG werewolf, played by Lon Chaney Jr., was killed by his father, played by Claude Rains. And lucky for David, Alex loves American cinema history.
I'm torn between feeling very sorry for you and finding you terribly attractive.
And she thinks he's a pitiable creature, so he's got that going for him too. We switch to a doc plot with Dr. Hirsch, who had grown close to David during his hospital stay. He decides to check into the boy's werewolf tale and pays a visit to the slaughtered lamb. Like the Americans, the locals regard Hirsch as an outsider, an out-of-place posh guy from the city.
Campari soda would do very nice, I think.
Sorry, love.
But Hirsch is actually pretty baller and makes the place his own as he cuts to the chase.
Nasty business with those two young American boys, wasn't it?
He inquires about David and the supposed madman who killed him. He almost gets some
what
info
happened?
out of Dart's guy until another dude shows up and shuts that shit down.
That's enough!
Okay,
Whoa.
jeez. The Dart Thrower is played by David Schofield, who was in the 2010 Wolfman reboot. A bit of meta-casting, referencing his appearance here. As for the quiet, badass Dr. Hirsch, he's played by John Woodvine, who's still alive and just turned 96? He's a real-life badass, too. Back in London, Alex leaves for work, so David spends a lazy day angering pets and watching ESPN 8, The Ocho. It's honestly a meandering montage, mostly an excuse to listen to Bad Moon Rising by CCR. It does a good job putting the viewer at ease, as they wait for that bad movie
I don't know
rise.
the song.
So when it does, things change hard and fast.
Click.
Jesus Christ!
Over Sam Cooke's
Look
cover
at that
of this movie's
chunk.
favorite song, David undergoes a body-breaking, limb-stretching, just so painful-looking transformation. It's a full hour into the movie, but the wait is worth it. This is an iconic capital H horror movie moment. The change is so gradual, you really feel David's pain, especially since Naughton sells the ever-loving shit out of it.
Oh my god, the pain. Oh.
The climax is his facial alteration. We watch in real time as it stretches out into a snout. Landis said this whole thing was a metaphor for going through puberty.
I mean, these weird things are happening to you, and you're hungry, and you're horny, and your hormones are raging.
The transformation is why Rick Baker wanted to do this movie so badly. Landis wanted it to take place under bright lights and do something different than Chaney's seated transformation in Wolfman, reasoning the process would be a lot more active and painful. That discomfort would extend to the performer too.
The first thing Rick Baker said to me was, you're playing, I said, I'm playing the role of David. He says, I feel sorry for you.
Like Dunn, Naughton had to get all his body parts cast and molded 6 months before shooting began. When it came time to shoot this pivotal scene, he'd start his days at 4 in the morning and undergo 5 hours of makeup. And since there were so many stages to the transformation, this went on for an entire week. Baker studied the anatomical differences between dogs and humans to determine where and how certain bones and limbs should stretch and distort. For the first time, he had a crew working underneath him, all young and inexperienced fans of his previous work.
Be honest, many of those people actually look familiar. I guess probably because they went on to work on other films.
They helped him create parts out of urethane elastomer, since traditional foam latex wouldn't stretch enough. 5 people operated the wolf puppet's face, using levers for the mouth and nose and syringes full of air to inflate the cheeks and brows. For the hair growth, they pulled hair out through the rubber skin, then played the footage in reverse. Throughout all this, David Naughton had to lie in a hole in the set floor for hours. You can even see some of the seams in the movie. It took months and months of work for what wound up only being a few short minutes on screen.
There were definitely a number of times where I was really questioning what we were making and whether it was worth all the work that we put into it.
It definitely was. Not only is the scene...
How much work did it actually go for this whole scene? Like, I could imagine this taking days, minimum.
Timer of the genre. It won Baker the first ever Oscar for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. The Academy created the award in 1982 in response to The Elephant Man, which had come out the previous year with no formal recognition for its impressive effects. Now that we finally have an American Werewolf in London, don't stare at me through the camera, dude. It's open season on the motherland. David's first course is a sauced British couple who are trying to, I don't know, scare their friends from the back door or some kind of British shit. They're taken down by a sudden case of werewolf attack. Seriously, it's pretty quick.
Yikes,
The werewolf continues
terrible.
with a trio of homeless guys minding their obligatory trash can fire. They see the monster off screen and then get killed. So sorry to anyone wanting to see
Ted and
homeless
Joseph.
people get killed. You know, actually, I'm not sorry. That sounds sick. You're sick.
Yeah,
In fact, the
get
movie's
some help.
original cut did include footage of their deaths, but test audiences hated it so much, Landis settled for a cutaway. At least Winston the dog survives. The werewolf attack
Good.
vignettes continue
Good.
on the tube with
the
the
dog
most
alive.
British victim yet.
I can assure you that this is not in the least bit amusing.
The dude is chased around Tottenham Court Station by a werewolf POV done by Ray Andrew running around with a Steadicam. Then the dude eats shit on the escalator. Hey man, you're gonna want to get up. You're on an escalator, dude. He doesn't
Damn, that
and
really
ends up being
hurts.
killed off screen after the werewolf appears completely on screen for the first time in Landis' favorite shot of the movie. This victim was played by Michael Carter, who played one of my longtime favorite Gleek globs, Bib Fortuna, Iwanawanga.
Oh,
Dr.
that's
Hirsch
awesome.
continues to study
Well,
for his Van
interesting.
Helsing degree. He fills Alex in on his adventures in the country, where he believes everyone suffers from a mass neurosis. It seems to him David bought into the idea and believes himself to be a werewolf. He decides to call the police, but he should have called animal control, since David wakes up in a cage at the zoo. Before
What
any
the
visitors
hell?
can draw him like one of their French wolves, he breaks out of the enclosure in an impressive shot. Naughton's acting alongside real wolves here. He only agreed to do the
Ooh.
long take of his escape once, but boy did he nail it, naked and all. David runs all over, flopping in the breeze and stealing
gee.
balloons from kids?
A naked American man stole my balloons.
What? Dude, you can't be talking to kids while you're naked in a park. That'll get you locked up
Thank
even
you.
in London. Apparently, some of these background extras were actual patrons of the Royal Zoo, since it opened while they were shooting there.
Excuse me. This is hilarious. He stole the balloons and then swiped the jacket with the run by.
Naughton said being naked
Oh.
wasn't all that bad,
Oh, this is great.
as long as he was in character.
The only time it gets awkward is when they cut, and now you're just a naked guy standing on the street corner.
He makes it back to Alice's apartment, where she's weirdly okay with his new flasher look.
my
Easier for her
God.
to get him naked again, I guess. Dr. Hirsch calls and demands she bring him straight to the hospital, but something tells me he's not in the mood to go to the doctor. More like in the mood to play doctor. David says he feels amazing, and that his body's in tip-top shape. Cheerio! His mood is soured when he hears some Brits comparing the morning news to their favorite Burton film.
It puts you in mind of the days of the old Demon Barber of Fleet Street, doesn't it?
It makes him realize
Huh.
what he did last night, so he
Demon Barber, Fleet Street. Nice. Sweeney Todd.
He hobbles through a flock of pigeons towards a cop and tries to get himself arrested. But on what charges?
I'm a fucking werewolf, for Christ's sake!
Sustained. Too bad this
All right.
Bobby don't buy it, so David tries slurring the royal family to get arrested.
I'm a werewolf.
But the
Arrest
Londoners
me.
remain unflappable.
Don't you think you should arrest me?
I don't know. Perhaps he thinks it's a prank.
Frank!
Dude, just punch the cop in the face. That'll get you cuffed on either side of the pond. Fearing that he'll hurt the woman he loves when the...
No. You know what you need to do? Oh, okay, how about this? You gotta slap a cop. You'll get at least 6 months minimum. Just look at that Bobby, slap him.
Full moon comes back out tonight. David flees into London at large. I love the photography here. It's really fun to see the city as it was 44 years ago. David finds the nearest phone booth to call home. He wants to talk to his family before he ends this cursed
Isn't that
bloodline.
international?
American Werewolf is, of course, a landmark for practical effects and a surprisingly funny horror comedy, but it's also got a tragic heart beating beneath the surface. Naughton's performance here is a great reminder as he talks to his little sister for the last time.
No, I'm not being silly, you little creep. You promise?
Aw.
Okay.
That's
You be
very
a good
sad.
girl then.
Still, he just can't bring himself to get us demonetized, so he follows a wacky waving degradable Jack into a porno
Oh,
theater.
well,
This
thanks.
wasn't always meant to be a smutty setting. The Arrow Cinema had screened cartoons back when Landis first wrote the script, but in the intervening years, it became a porno theater. Thus, we're
Oh,
treated
damn.
to a matinee of See You Next Wednesday, a fake porn that was advertised in the tube earlier. These scenes were the first thing Landis shot, and since the crew had to be British for tax incentive purposes, none of them knew him yet and were rightfully confused.
The crew was sort of like,
That's
hey,
something.
what is this movie?
David takes a seat next to Jack, who's laughing at how much we've got to blur this episode. It's not funny, you son of a... Oh, no wonder. He's half a bastard Skelly now.
You look awful.
I don't know, dude. I think it looks pretty cool. It's an animatronic puppet, which Griffin Dunn wasn't pleased about. It meant he wouldn't get to act at his character's final scene.
I was quite threatened by the damn puppet.
Of course, he
Oh,
still
the final
provided
scene,
the voice,
huh?
and they even let him operate the puppet's jaw. Jack introduces David to the growing cast of corpses he's been leaving in his wake while he's not awake. He's all like, "This is us." Reception is mixed.
You must die, David Kessler.
Hello.
Hello.
The peanut
So that's
foolery
7
wants David
people.
to die before he kills again, and so they can finally rest in peace. They even give him suggestions on how to do it. It's pretty heavy shit to deal with while hearing porno moans in the background. The full moon comes out again, so David joins in with the movie sound.
Uh-oh.
Stop.
Damn, how long were you in though?
He transforms much quicker this time around and proceeds to kill 3 people. First,
I am not a fan of both the teeth and the nails elongating and just being covered in blood. I'm not a fan for it, but that means they did perfect. Love it and hate it.
Friendly porno patron who bites the big one off screen, then a theater employee who runs in and gets killed and can be seen getting eaten later, and finally another guy, must be another patron, whose body is found by a police officer. The cop acts
bloody
fast
hell.
and closes a gate, barricading the werewolf inside the theater. He calls in the heavy artillery as a crowd gathers round to see what's going on. They're treated to a theater show when the werewolf busts through the gate. Inspector Villiers shows back up just
there
in
he
time
is.
to get a good kill.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh,
Excellent.
damn!
Only wish the clumsy sergeant had, like, tripped over the head or something.
Took
In an
off
awesome
the
sequence,
head.
David tears through a crowd in Piccadilly Circus, a famous public square in London's West End. He causes an enormous traffic pileup that
Ooh.
sees one poor double-decker bus rider flung through a window and smushed beneath car tires.
Oh,
a lot of mayhem
damn.
going on here, but I'll only count 2 additional kills. A dude flung through a car windshield and
Oh.
a woman seen lying dead on the street. I'm not counting the cop getting crushed between 2 cars. This climactic
Yeah,
attack
he looks
is
like
the
he
most
just
we get
knocked
to
back.
see Baker's werewolf, which Landis may have regretted in retrospect.
I became enamored of Rick's work, so I showed it too much. I still think when I see the movie, you see it too much.
A lifelong fan of classic Universal monsters, Baker was eager to make a humanoid werewolf in the vein of Lon Chaney Jr. But Landis said he wanted a quadrupedal so-called demon hound from hell, so Baker
Give us
drafted a beast
werewolf.
partially based on his dog Bosco, a case
Aw.
hound. Nearly 3 decades later, Baker would get to make a more traditional werewolf and win another Oscar for the 2010 Wolfman remake. The shots of the werewolf running
that's
amok
pretty
were
awesome.
done in a few different ways. Some had Baker controlling a hand puppet from a wheelchair, others had a suit performer hanging off the front of a wheelbarrow and crawling along the ground. The performer was a trained dancer, Brendan
Nice.
Hughes, since his torso had to be strong enough to hold himself horizontally. They shot everything in just a couple of hours over 2 consecutive nights. Piccadilly hadn't allowed anything to film there in
2
15
consecutive
years.
nights, got
That's
it.
why they had to prep extensively, like outfitting the bus with forklift wheels so it could rotate as needed. Director John Landis makes a cameo
very
amidst the
useful.
chaos as a guy flung into a bank. He had previously been a stuntman, but his crew
Oh.
had notes on his performance.
All the crew held up their marks and they all gave me a 2 out of 10. I got really upset. He said, I wasn't that bad. He said, no, but you weren't that good.
It's remarkable how well they choreographed all this carnage, shooting everything safely and efficiently.
You practice. I mean, you don't, no movie is worth hurting someone for.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't be the case for Landis' next project. While filming his segment for Twilight Zone the movie, a horrible and tragic accident occurred. An out-of-control helicopter wound up killing actor Vic Morrow and 2 child actors, Micah
no.
Din Lee and Renee Shin-Yi Chen, who were 7 and 6 years old.
Oh.
Years of criminal and civil lawsuits followed against Landis and Studio Warner Brothers.
That's a
Some
shame.
ended in acquittals, others were settled out of court. But it sounds like the kids shouldn't have been there in the first place, and that Landis violated child labor laws at the very least. The details are too much to get into here, but it's always kept me from loving Landis, despite enjoying a lot of his work. By the time Alex and
You can enjoy a person's work, but not what they've done. Like, literally, it's enjoy the work, not the person. Simple.
Dr. Hirsch arrive on the scene, David has howled his way into a dead end. Alex takes
still
it as
hail
a
the
cry for
train.
help and charges through the police barricade, hoping to reach David's inner humanity.
David, they're going to kill you.
He's gonna kill her. Calling
Please.
it.
Please let me help you.
But human David can't come to the phone right now. He's still a werewolf, so he doesn't recognize the love of his life, or at least the past week. He lunges, and the police put him down with extreme prejudice. Wait, how'd they do that? Did the bullets go around Alex? She was between them. As Alex weeps over David's naked corpse, we smash cut to our final Blue Moon, a doo-wop version by the Marcells. It's an abrupt ending
that's
in
it,
line
just
with the Universal
cut.
classics. When the monster dies, the movie ends. The OG Wolfman was the same way. How many Brits bit the big one when a big
Well,
bad
alright,
American bit into them? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Jesus fucking, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm
Damn.
sorry I'm upsetting you, James. I just came to tell you that I went to go see a doctor. And turns out I am not a werewolf.
Yeah, no duh.
But on the way home, I was killed by a werewolf. So.
Oh. Well, damn.
Is that ketchup?
No, no, no. It's very hideous gore. That's why it's blurred for YouTube.
That is clearly ketchup. I can tell by that stain. It's too orange.
No, unblur it. That's clearly
That's ketchup.
There's only one way to find out if that's ketchup.
Oh, is that a dino nuggie?
Son of a bitch, it is ketchup.
Well, did you...
Honestly, just blur it again. I don't trust you two
Yeah,
anymore.
no.
All right.
Want some?
No.
No, God, no. I'm not eating
I wanna
ketchup
get
that was
some
on your
of
face, Zoran. No one in their right mind would do that, except maybe your wife. Get out. Go.
I counted
Let's
16
take a
kills
shower.
in An American Werewolf in London, with the victims consisting of 14 men and only 2 women. That gives us this mostly blue moon pie chart. An account in
Blue
gender
moon.
breakdown
Get it.
we've only seen a single time before in Hellraiser Bloodline.
Ooh.
I should do more Hellraisers next year. With a runtime of
there's
97
only,
minutes,
like,
we had a kill on average
2
every
more?
6.06 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Jack Goodman. It's the first kill of the film, and its intensity sets the bar, especially with Griffin Dunn's
Extremely.
performance as he's torn apart. Dome Machete for lamest kill will go to David Kessler, gunned down by police in a way that's always bothered me. Seriously, how did they shoot him when Alex is standing between them? They curving bullets like in Wanted or what? And that's
Yeah.
it. An American Werewolf in London came out in 1981.
I mean, maybe if they showed a scene of her, like, ducking down and he jumps over her and then gets rid of the bullets, it would make some kind of sense.
To mixed reviews because of its tone.
I always got the same 2 comments. This is much too scary to be funny, and this is much too funny to be scary.
I think it perfectly balances them, and so do a lot
Yeah,
of
it's actually pretty good.
It's become a cult classic. Glad we could finally cover it on the show. Until next time, I'm
I
James
like
A.
it.
Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next
Alright, everyone, you know the drill. Before we end off, let's see what will be on the docket for next week's kill count.
kill count.
Are you a single dad struggling
Ooh,
to
it's a
reconnect with
game.
your daughter?
Yeah, maybe.
Is this
Is your
Silent
pesky
Hill?
dead wife causing tension with your family?
Yeah,
Silent
I guess
Hill
so.
2.
Why not bond with a road trip to Silent Hill? Located in Misty, Maine, Silent Hill has everything you need to
Nice.
confront your inner demons,
Glad to hear it.
including your inner demons.
You're a little
Happening to this
demon.
place.
Just make sure to go down your travel checklist. Wallet, keys, monster warning radio, a plastic bottle, jelly beans, lament configuration, hammer penis,
of course.
some good stomping shoes, and a little spiritual guidance.
You must follow the path.
And don't forget, oh no, wait, never mind. I was about to say the Easter egg from Silent Hill 2. Never mind. This is just Silent Hill 1.
The path of the hermit concealed by flowers.
Flowers?
What?
Yep, that about covers all the essentials.
My daughter.
Interesting game.
I've got to find her.
All the essentials! So this week, make sure to randomly black out,
Damn. My head.
so you can wake up in Silent Hill.
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist.
Then on Friday,
Interesting.
celebrate the Season 2 premiere of Video Game Kill Counts, only on Dead
Oh,
Meat.
Season 2?
This craziness
Huh, cool.
can't go on forever.
Silent Hill can be played on the picture gaming platforms. Deadmeat always recommend.
This is, oh my god, you can buy it on eBay for 150 to 250 bucks. Good lord. Oh boy. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see y'all next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.